Well, welcome back, my friends. We're back on that Arvin model 444A, and I want to give you a little lesson on how I do things. Now, this may not be how it's supposed to be done, or maybe you have a better way, and if you do, that's great. Employ your method, but this is how I do it. This capacitor here was right there. What I do is I clip it off and I leave a lot of the lead poking out and try to bend them and then I bend what's very carefully using a set of these needle nose pliers. I try to bend these out as best I can and make them nice and straight so it's easy to get on what I do next. What I like to do is I take a new capacitor and I bend it around my little screwdriver thing here until I have a nice little coil that looks like this. And I very carefully fashion it in a way to where I know it fits. And how I go and put it in to fit it, see if I can get a hold of it here. It's real hard to do this stuff with one hand, I don't mind saying. And I kind of like slide it onto this pin like that and hook it onto that one. And then what I do is I just solder these points into place and make sure it's nice and tight. And we've got ourselves a newly installed capacitor. That's not the only thing I do. Many of these replacement capacitors, it may or may not be obvious, at least not on first glance, of what exactly value they may have. Now, with a lot of practice, you begin to realize that this 222, I don't know what the J stands for. Maybe it's quality level or it's voltage. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody out there can help me with that. But this thing says 222 here. And I found out what you do is you take the first digit and you put 2 zeros in front of it. You take the first digit and then take the last digit. The last digit is a reference to how many zeros go in front of this, I think. Okay, now then I always double check to what I just took out. This one here was rated at 0.002. And it says there 600 volts. Now this is when the schematic comes into play. On the schematic here, I found out that's where this capacitor is. It wasn't marked on here. So what I always do is I highlight it in red. Anything I replace in the schematic, I highlight it in red. And if it's not marked in here, I will make a note, that's what I did there, that I'm putting a 0.002 in here. I wrote it down right there. Then I always double check to make sure that if it's making a call out here to what it should be in voltage or something I may not be aware of. It's C8 is what that condenser was. If you get up here and look, it's what it said, C8. 0.002 microfarad. And it said 500 volts. And the one they had in here was 0.002. I know it's really hard to read because it's old, waxy, and dirty. 0.002, and it was rated at 600 volts. So they actually went a little bit over what their actual specifications said. And I think that's pretty cool. I'm putting in a 0.002 at 630 volts. And I write on, since it's not obvious on first glance, and if I make a mistake, I want to be able to try to get in here and at least easily read what I did so I can fix it. I always mark on here C8. That way, if I have to go refer back to the schematic, I have a little notation of where in the schematic C8 might be. Anyway, the kids, that's how I do things. Thanks for watching. I'll have more for you later on this Arvin model 444A. Going to be a cute little radio. Thank you.